Sup? So yeah, continuing the Gen 5 marathon with the last battle of the series, the Ubers battle with once again Yus. And yeah, it was definitely a fun battle. Yus will be bringing a rain team. And yeah, in team preview, I was like, oh, thank God I didn't bring a rain team. I was debating it, but I bring sand so we could have a nice weather war. And I could see Genesect and Deoxys speed in his team. I've not had any experience with the Deoxys forms, but I thought, why would you bring Genesect and Deoxys, man? Like, that's just double the speed. That's too much speed for me, man. Here, I'm bringing my team. I guess I have like 3 legendaries and 3 non-legendaries. I wanted to use like Tyranta, Skarmory. My team is basically set up hazards and hopefully in the end let Extra sweep because Extra is pre-boss. But first things first, I'm going to have to get rid of his Kyogre. And yeah, so originally I thought he was going to lead with Kyogre because my Tyranitar is deliberately slow in speed so he can win weather battles. But he leads with Dialga, so I'm just thinking here, I assumed this was a standard Dialga support set. For him to lead Dialga, I just thought he has a Stealth Rock, right? So I can take whatever he wants to throw at me to set up my Stealth Rock. I predicted him to set up his Stealth Rock. Turns out he did pretty much half to me after leftover recovery. So that was a lot of damage. And I should have known there and then that it was Specs. I just thought it's an Uber Pokemon, that's probably natural. Despite having the Sandstorm up, you know, Tyranitar gets a special defense boost in the sand. Anyway, I come and do a crunch on this incoming Kyogre. I get pretty decent damage off. I switch because I just don't want to take anything. I know I'm slow. He can kill me with Surf. I put my Grass Arceus in just to check things like Groundon and Kyogre. He switches into Giratina. And this turn I went for the Ice Beam, but I paralyzed and he Dragon Tails me. So I'm just going to use Ice Beam later. Here he brings this thing in. And I just didn't want it to burst the balloon just yet. So I bring this thing in, hoping that he would have gone maybe for a HP Fire or something. And no, he just keeps shuffling me. So Tyranitar is not looking good, but this time I did get my sand back up. So here I'm just dumb. I clicked on Earthquake. I don't know what I was thinking. I think I just completely forgot this thing has levitate. I Earthquake, did nothing, got my balloons popped, got shuffled out. Here I'm thinking, alright, well, you know, I just have to start attacking. I go for Ice Beam, and this guy just won't stop shuffling my team. Thankfully he missed. And here I was predicting like a Draco meter just before this thing died. I thought he's going to go for Draco because he's so low in health. He doesn't, he goes for Shadow Sneak. And only after the battle I found out that he only literally has 2 attack moves, Shadow Sneak and Dragon Tail. And yeah, here me and Yus was talking on the mic, and Yus was like, oh man, I'm not a normal set, you might as well just set up spikes of it. I called his bluff. I just thought, I don't know what he's talking about. Here I was gonna go for Roost, predicting HP Fire, but when I heard he's not really, he said something like, this is not the set you're thinking of, like, and I was just like, okay. So I set up a spikes and he mirror coated it back to me. Like, who does that? Who has mirror coat in the Giratina? And yeah, so that sucks. I'm gonna go ahead and bring Arceus in on this Kyogre, but Arceus is just so weak right now, and that paralyzed. What Kyogre has Thunder Wave? Like, what the hell, Yus? What are these sets, man? If he didn't paralyze me, I might have stood a chance there. So I'm gonna bring this thing in, and I'm just gonna get a Draco and something, because you know it's time I started doing damage. I'm already just not doing so well right now in this battle. I feel like Yus has so much momentum over me. He gets a special attack boost, which kind of sucks. So I'm gonna have some trouble here because, you know, once Genesect gets going, I noticed that every one of my team has a bit of a weakness to ice, so I'm gonna have to bring in Skarmory because my Skarmory and my Tyrant are very specially defensive. I can take this. This is, even though that Genesect's at +1, this was gonna be a free hit KO, but he does get the freeze on me, which is kind of unfortunate. I was thinking maybe I could roost up and such, but here I did go for a roost, but I'm not gonna break out. So unfortunately Skarmory did nothing, because otherwise I would have roosted, maybe get up some more spikes. But yeah, anyway, Skarmory's dead. That's so much I can do. I was hoping to save Skarmory because as of now I'm predicting his Arceus to be normal type, because I can't be bothered to guess what type it is. So I needed Skarmory for his Arceus. Here I bring in Tyranitar to get the sand up, because I know I can take, worst comes to worst, I can take an Ice Beam with Excadrill. So I need that sand just to make sure I can outspeed. So yeah, I do outspeed next turn and I go for Earthquake. I think he was predicting to outspeed me because he was Scarfed. And then he brings this thing in, and little did I know this was Scarfed. So he had like Genesect and Deoxys Scarf. And he goes for Superpower here and he gets the KO. It doesn't matter because I couldn't come back in anyway because of how low I was. And my spikes was on my side because of my bloody Mirror Coat Giratina. Here I kind of knew he was locked into Superpower, so I just thought, do I bring in Giratina and Draco Meter, or do I bring in Lugia and sub? So I bring in Lugia, thinking I can get a good sub off. My mind slipped up a bit. I thought I had Whirlwind on this, and then I thought, nah, it was my Skarmory that had Whirlwind. I just forgot, you know, Skarmory got messed up pretty badly with that freeze. So here, again, by the way, I'm still thinking this thing is the natural support set. So I go for Roost, just to get my multi-scale up, and I'm thinking if he Draco meters again, he's gonna just -2 himself. He doesn't Draco, he goes for the Dragon Pulse, which really surprised me, but it kind of sucks because I normally Lugias don't have, not many of them have sub, so I was hoping that he would have just went for the sub and I could have set up a nice after seeing I did have Whirlwind, I just thought I'd set up a sub and start shuffling and stuff, but nah, he actually carries the Dragon Pulse, which is really going to suck for me. Thankfully that Dragon Pulse, it was a 2-hit. He had to hit my sub twice to break it with my multi-scale. Here I'm just like, okay, well, let me see how much he needs to hit my normal subs, because I'm not a multi-scale anymore. But it turns out he only has to hit them once. One Dragon Pulse is enough to break a sub. So now I'm starting to realize this thing is specs. Now it hits me. Because all this time I've not really had experience with Dialga, so I just thought that thing's just powerful. And after the battle, you just told me as well, I thought these things can have like the Adamant Orb and stuff like that boosts Dragon moves and such. So I just thought it's just doing a lot of damage, but it turns out he is specs. So now I have a problem. I'm stuck in a situation that I can't do. I have to work with what I got, and I didn't want to do this because this isn't really my playstyle, but there's not much I can do. I'm going to have to keep roosting until I can hit multi-scale. And the best I can do is every time I hit multi-scale, I can either go for an Ice Beam and try to get the freeze or wither him down. Or I can hit the multi-scale and just do something like maybe sack Tyranitar. Because Tyranitar isn't huge right now. Because Lugia is actually suffering from the sand. As you can see, like my leftover recovery is going towards healing sand damage. And for him, he's fine because he's a steel type. So this is kind of a losing battle for me because I know a crit's going to come at some point. And Giratina could also go without sand, considering Giratina has his orb. I don't know what the orb is. It's the Giratina orb that changes his form, boosts his stab moves. So Giratina could appreciate the rain right now. So Tyranitar is more of a death fodder at this point. And yeah, so I'm just thinking if I can just get up to multi-scale, then maybe I can still use Lugia to get rid of things later. Maybe like his Arceus, predicting that it might be a normal type or something. So here I'm so close to full health, and all I have to do is survive this and heal one more time, and I can actually start getting on with the battle. And as you can see here, this is where Yus does actually end up getting his crit. So unfortunately Lugia just got misplayed so badly. That was my fault. This battle was just not going in my favor, and Yus just had like the upper hand on me since the very first turn, since Dialga like Draco metered my Tyranitar. Here I know I'm going to be faster, and I know at that health I can kill it because I'm pretty heavily invested in both attack and special attack. So I have Tyranitar right now more as a death fodder to just reset Giratina's stats if I need to. So if Giratina needs to reset that Draco meter, because I'm at -2 now, he brings this thing in. Thankfully, it is normal, so I've been anticipating that. Here, I know I can survive a Shadow Claw, because Shadow Claw, even with Life Orb, it only does around 50-55% at max. Life Orb Arceus max attack. I went for Dragon Tail, because I was so sure he would set up a Swords Dance. I don't know why, I just thought... I didn't realize I was down to very few Pokemon, but I just thought he's going to set up a Swords Dance because a Swords Dance Shadow Claw is a one-hit KO, but a Shadow Claw only does 50%. But he goes for Shadow Force, which is something in my whole years of like back in my Gen 5 days, my experience, I've never ever seen Shadow Force Arceus. And he told me after the match it was literally just for Giratina. And there's nothing I can do about that, because Shadow Force, he said it goes through sub. I'm not too sure. If that is right, then even Lugia would have lost to it. I was going to leave Lugia to basically counter it, but Lugia would have lost to Shadow Force, and Giratina can't do anything. So unfortunately, I just got to take the Shadow Force. I was hoping to reset Giratina's stats like that and take the Shadow Claw. Shadow Claw would have done 50%, 55 at max. I would have Draco metered the Arceus, and he's down to his Kyogre and his Deoxys, and I could have easily Shadow Sneaked both of them, because at the health that they're both at and my hazards, I would have Shadow Sneaked Kyogre and I would have Shadow Sneaked Deoxys. And worst comes to worst, I could have still even killed Kyogre with a Draco meter, because Kyogre is such low health that Draco meter still would have done serious damage, and I would have Shadow Sneaked his Deoxys, and there was a chance I could have won if Yus didn't bring Shadow Force. Like, Yus, what is that, man? What is that? I lost pretty badly, so I'm going to have to take an L on that. This match goes to Yus. That was a really fun match, Yus, once again. And yeah, so hope you lot enjoyed, and I'll see you lot in the next one.